Hey guys, I want to tell you guys something that I've been holding back. It's a story. So get your graham crackers and get your chocolate milk. I've been waiting a while to tell you guys this story, and I've only been waiting a long time out of fear of getting arrested. But now I don't give a rat's toot. I know this isn't my regular video I do, so if you don't like it, you can suck my butt. I'm gonna change a few things in the story so I don't get in trouble. Also, before I start this, get ready for a crazy update with No Name. It's gonna be insane. Yes, I've been slacking on making merchandise, but you guys will understand very soon. Okay, to the story. This is the story about how I broke into someone's house and watched them sleep on accident. On accident, okay? Not on purpose, guys. I'm gonna let you know how, okay? Bear with me. Reggie, insert picture of bear. So I was going over to my friend's house that I've never been to before, and I was with Griffin. So we're driving down the highway, and it's taking like 40 minutes to get there, and then we arrive. It's kind of like a sketchy place, ghetto town. I'm in the ghetto, ba-da-da-da. It's also like a ghost town. It seems like no one's there. It's kind of creepy. Can you picture that in your head? No, you can't? Are you some kind of fucking idiot? So I'm 40 minutes away from my house. He texts me and he says, hey bro, can we wait a little bit longer? I'm a little busy right now. What the tits, brother? What are you doing? Why can't I come over? I don't know where to go now. So I decided to go through the Taco Bell drive-thru. Got a quesadilla. It was very tasty. And here I am just sitting in my car parked somewhere, eating my quesadilla. Griffin's eating whatever the tits he got, all to see my pal. So we park, and also he's being very unresponsive. Like, it's really hard to get a hold of him. And I can't go home because it's so far away. Like, I gotta complete the mission. So we park on the street. I think I'm gonna get a ticket. I don't know. There's no parking sign, but it's on a main street. So I get out and I start walking up to his house. And I said, I'm walking up, bro. No text back. Ghosting me. Gosh diddly, bro, where are you? I don't know where I'm at. I'm scared. It's really dark outside. It's like 10 o'clock at night. There's hobos everywhere and they look like they want to hurt me. While I was walking to his place, I was like stepping over homeless people on the street. And one of them looked at me and went, and it made me shit my pants. And I approached his house. No answer. So I walked back to my car. This was my second attempt of trying to go to his house and failing. And I sit in my car and I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting for a text back. What the dude, what could you be doing, bro? What could you be doing? I didn't really know him that well, so I couldn't have let him have it and be like, why aren't you answering, bucko? So I just had to patiently wait. And then he hits me up. He says, hey, come on in. Sorry, bro. I'm like, thank God. I get out of my car. I start walking to his place, stepping over homeless people. And I approach this house. The house doesn't have a house number on it, so I hit him up and I'm like, hey man, what does your house look like? I don't get a text back. Why is this guy doing this to me? I'm in the ghetto. This place is very ratchet, okay? Like every single house is very ratchet. I think I saw a drug deal go on right next to me. If I stand out here for an hour, someone's gonna jump me, and I'm not that tough. Griffin's also getting hella sketched out too. So we're kind of rolling on the same vibe. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting outside. And then he finally texts me and he says, hey man, it's the greenhouse. I looked up at the house in front of me, it's green. So I knock on the door and no one answers. He says, hey man, I'm waiting for you. I'm here. Come on in. And I'm like kind of weirded out because, you know, I've never been here and yeah, it's a greenhouse. So maybe I'll go in. I'm a little scared because, you know, there could be another greenhouse. I don't know. I'm trying to reply and react to this guy as soon as he hits me up because it's almost like he's on the verge of falling asleep. That's how slow he texts back. I feel like if I don't text him back for 5 minutes, I'm gonna lose him. I'm gonna have to go home. So after waiting outside of his house for a dead ass hour, I'm just like, I'm walking in, bro. I'm walking in. So me and Griffin go to the door and I'm kind of scared because seriously, like I've never gone to this guy's house before and everything's just so sketchy. Like the vibes are pretty crappy. The vibes stink. The vibes are like a stinky ass. The vibes are on stink mode. And I was like, hey Griffin, should we go in this house, dude? And he was like, I mean, what other choice do we have, bro? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I open the door. It's one of those really crappy screen doors that you would like open in like a trailer park or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like a really cheap screen door and like the film of it is like ripped halfway. So it's bad news from the start. When I opened the door, the first thing I saw is stairs straight up. The door opened to a hallway. So I walked in and started going straight up the stairs. And the first sense that I got of the house was not how bad it looked, but I smelled it. I smelled it. That was my first impression of the house, was the smell. It smelled like Davy Jones' locker. You gotta get some Febreze, bucko. It smelled like stink in there. It smelled like mold, fish, stink, but every single bad smell you could think of, that was the smell. I was getting scared. It was almost like I was walking through a sewer with a staircase. So as I'm walking up the stairs, on each side of me are trash piles this high of just like food, like Chinese takeout and ravioli cans, this high of food. And it smells so damn bad. I'm like, get me out of this hellhole. And I've only made it halfway up the steps. The stank is real, bucko. I take 2 more steps and something goes in my face. Fucking fruit fly. Ew, I hate fruit flies. And then I start to 20 more fruit flies. The fuck? Why is there so many fruit flies? Oh wait, it's all the fucking trash. Hoarding trash. Like, you set one spark to it, the whole house is on fire. It's literally a campground for fireworks. It's so much paper, so much trash. Have you ever seen those cars where the trash in the back of it is to the top? Take that, but in a house. Then I take 2 more steps. Hi-nya, 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 and there's flies. Not only fruit flies, but there's also regular flies. And the fruit flies and the flies are probably making fruit flies. Part fruit fly, part fly. And then you got super flies. They were everywhere. I would take a guess and say that there was over 5,000 flies in that house. So imagine walking through somewhere and there's 20 flies in your ears at once. I was literally swatting them bitches like Jackie Chan. There's 20 in my ears. I was in hell. I wanted to cry. I wanted to die. But most importantly, I just wanted to finish my mission. I'm almost up the steps. Now I'm at the top. It's very, very dark. And there's no open space to walk. There's a little trail in the middle surrounded by trash. The trash has a trail, so you could walk around in between the trash. That's how high the trash was. It was like a maze of trash. Where do I go? I guess the only option I have is to follow the path. I literally felt like I was in a video game. Like, if I follow this little trash pile path, I'll get to my friend and he said, hey, you completed the level. Griffin looked like he wasn't doing too well. He was wobbling back and forth, about to throw up. The stink was getting to his head. I'm about to do CPR on my boy, and I wouldn't even mind that, because that's some boy shit. So I don't see anyone. I'm trying to peek my head over the trash piles. I don't see anyone. So I just call his name. I'm gonna have to change his name for the story. Let's say his name was Hugh Janus. Hugh Janus, because his house smelled like a huge anus. So I'm over here like, Hugh. Nothing. Where the fuck is this guy? He told me to come in, and it's like he's not even there. I'm so scared because it's so dark and there's so much stink and there's so many flies. If you close your eyes and imagine being in a dark room with no one there and 1,000 flies, you would freak the balls out. I was about to shit my pants. I was turtle peeking, but being that terrified made me want to shit my pants on sight. I call his name a few more times. Hugh, bucko, where are you? There's a fruit fly in my ear. The only other choice me and Griffin have is just to keep walking. We find a bedroom and we look down and there was a little tiny path that took us to the bedroom. So we walked it. And I peek my little head inside the room. I was so scared. The first thing I see is a meth pipe on the floor, right by the door. And the piles of trash didn't stop there. It went straight into the bedroom. My heart's beating so fast. All of a sudden I look up and I saw someone laying in a bed. My heart drops and I say, Hugh? No answer. I think the person's dead. I'm standing there, Griffin's standing there. We're just watching this guy sleep and he's not even responding to us saying his name. Hugh's friend? Whoever you are, man, I'm scared of your house. Can you please find Hugh? I'll swat 20 flies if you answer me. Nothing. I feel like I was talking to a dead body. I started to get very, very scared. And I realized that this was the only person in the house. Was I at the right house? Was this person dead? It seemed like whoever lived at that house has not left that house for 10 years. And if he was dead, it would make sense because it smelled like a dead horse in there. But that was probably the trash. I think that guy might have been dead. I'm giving up right now. I'm giving him one last chance to answer me. Hey, you, please answer. Wake the fuck up, you nasty fuck. I'm getting very scared, and we just get the fuck out of that house. I sprint out. It's not doodly doodly doo, it's like and I go outside. I don't know what to do right now. I feel like I'm living in a TV show. I look over at Griffin like, dude, is this the right house? And he says to me, dude, this is the address. He said the house is green. The house is green. It only makes sense. And I say, dude, that was a meth addict hoarder. That wasn't our friend. And he says, dude, you're right. Why don't you look it up on Google? Why don't you try to find a Google image of the house? And I was like, you're absolutely right, bucko. So I go to Google and I Google the house and I click images. It's a completely different house. The poop in my butt that I was holding in has finally dropped. I didn't actually poop my pants, but gosh diddly, I was clenching for my dear life. If one more thing went wrong, the poop will come out my butt. I start to look around. Reggie put whoosh sounds. Where would the house be? Where is this house in the picture? He also mentioned that the house was on the corner. It was on the corner. So everything adds up, but you're not gonna believe this. I take a little look to my right. And there's a greenhouse. There's a street right here, and this is the greenhouse. And there's a street right here, and this is the other greenhouse. They were both on corners, opposite sides of each other, and I went to the wrong one. I walk up to the other house, and there's my friend. He's on his porch, and he says, where have you been, bro? I've been out here for 30 minutes. I walk in, I say, hey man, I accidentally just walked in someone's house and I watched them sleep. Sorry about that, bro. I think he was high as f because he said, damn, that's crazy, and just kept walking. Meanwhile, I'm about to have PTSD from the situation. A very traumatic night of my life. He's just like, that's crazy, man. I'm like, yeah, it was. I'm about to cry right now. And that was that. I looked at Griffin, I was like, wow, man, we just broke into someone's house and we watched them sleep. And it just so happens to be the most disgusting house I've ever stepped my foot in. The need to take a shower right after you leave. Like taking a hot bath in sewage water. It's like when you poop in a hot tub and you just stay in there and you just let it float around. I can't believe I did that. Griffin's like, dude, what if they have security cameras? They're gonna catch us, they're gonna catch our face, they're gonna get sent to the police, dude. We're so screwed, dude. We broke into someone's house. Their house was like a little dirt house in Minecraft. It was very small. It looked like it was about to fall over. I was like, bro, there's no way these guys have security cameras. He was like, I don't care, man. There's still a chance, and I'm freaking out. That started to get me freaking out, you know? I'm like, okay, man, we'll just give it a week. If nothing happens, then we're probably good, right? They didn't see our car, and he was like, well, your car was parked on a street, and there's security cameras everywhere. I was like, fuck, dude, that's true. But I think we're good. We waited it out, and we were fine. But it was super, super scary. And it was probably one of the craziest stories I have locked up in here, that I watched a stranger sleep in their house. But do you want to know what the scariest part of this story is? That guy that was sleeping in his bed will never know that someone broke into his house and watched him sleep. He'll never know. What if someone broke into your house one day and watched you sleep? You would have no idea. So you truly never know if anyone's ever watched you sleep. And I guess I'll never know if someone's watched me sleep, but he'll never know. Finn. That's the end of the story, guys, and it's 100% true. I lived it. It happened like a couple months ago. I had to wait a little bit to tell you guys because I didn't want to get arrested. I was a little paranoid, but hey, it's a good story. When something bad happens, at least you get a good story out of it. Well, it depends on what happens. One time I ripped a big fart in class, and I don't really look back on it. It was pretty traumatic, and it's not really fun to tell. But this story is good. I'm gonna tell my grandkids when I'm old. I broke into someone's house and I watched them sleep. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Are you all done with those graham crackers? Did you drink your chocolate milk? Got full tum-tum? Got full tum-tum? You're done with your story, and now it's time for a nap, guys. If you like this story, make sure to spank that big fat juicy like. Make it moan. Oh, like that. And click subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1 mil. Every single YouTuber at the YouTube party says I have to get 1 mil to get in the parties, guys. I'm tired of calling the cops on every single party because they won't let me in. 1 mil, guys, come on. And like I said earlier, there's an update for No Name. That's why I haven't been making anything. So if you guys like No Name, get ready to see what I got in store for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm on my Tana shit right now with my story times. Goodbye, everyone. I'm gonna watch you sleep tonight. Go to sleep.